This is Suzanne Wagner, and I'm doing the daily numerology and astrology blog. This one is for 2/8/2022, February 8th, 2022. There's a lot more information on my website, which is suzannewagner.com. Please feel free to peruse my website. Okay, if you add all those numbers together, February 8th, 2022, you get the number 16. And when you add the 1 and the 6 together, you get the number 7. The number 7 reminds us that the key to this number is the expression of mercy. When we can feel that, it is an essential part of life to create platforms that will uplift others. In the journey to enlightenment, we need to embark on the journey to understand that the structure of mysticism is to uplift yourself and others. If a soul only wants to pull others down, they are operating against the highest values of this number 7. It is tricky to understand what will uplift in this world. That is because rescuing souls that have the ability to discover the paths that will lead them to enlightenment serves no one. I watch some that cannot help themselves. They need to rescue it as part of their own identity. But when we do no great service when we are falling into habits of our own ego. Within each soul is that spark that knows the way home. It knows what it needs to do, and it has the ability to find the path. While our path is perfect for us, it is not perfect for others, and that is why we have to hold the light of trust in their ability to find the doorway and then to find the keys to those doorways that we do not have, nor can we offer. The path of mysticism is one that is willing to suggest a direction, and it is up to that soul to decide if that is the correct direction for their current karmic journey. The astrology today. The moon calls for stability and calm as it moves through Taurus. The sun in Aquarius will square the moon in Taurus, and while we are desirous of action and change, many things will need to be learned through the complicated process of experience. Never see obstacles as the universe saying no to your choices or actions. Great changes come at a cost. While stress and upset continue to be the norm, there are still those that use this moment to embrace a deeper compassion and the obvious expressions of kindness. These moments desperately need both, and those that offer it in trying times are doubly blessed. Mars and Uranus will trine, giving us more boldness and courage. Let go of grudges and remember that each person is finding their own pathways home. It is time to move out of that rut that was motivated by fear. It is time to do everything as differently as possible. The old body and the old ways are desperately uncomfortable now, and those changes seem to inspire more goodness within as we learn to listen and take care of our own needs first. We are to detach from those aspects of our old life that are weighing us down. Stepping away from all the entrapments of a dysfunctional life is clearly the only way to move forward. My quote for today. I am grateful for the animals that live and roam on my land. I am grateful for a world where nature is still in command. I am grateful for the stewardship that was given to my heart. I am grateful for an opportunity to learn about life from a fresh start. And my blog for today. This morning at 4:45 a.m., I woke up from a dream. In it, the Dalai Lama and I were talking. There was some sort of chaos happening around him, and while there was someone after him, somehow I became part of his protection detail. I had a vision of the person who wanted and intended harm to him, and suddenly had a crystal clear vision of the attack. I could see who it was and why they were trying to tear down the lineage. I explained it all to him, and he knew it was a brother. Now, that did not mean his actual brother, but one that was considered close to him, or a spiritual brother. While I do not consider dreams literal, I do consider the metaphorical meaning of them all. Within me is an archetype that stands for purity and goodness, the Dalai Lama archetype. And right now, the outside world is trying to break down the dogmas and structures that represent that purity and goodness. My job is to protect that goodness and to become very aware of those people, situations, and patterns that threaten the purity of this domain. I have to protect what is good in this world, and we all do. Without it, there is no hope, and the world will fall into a pattern where chaos will try to tear down the structures intended to hold a beacon of hope in this reality. Anyway, I was able to anticipate the situation, explain it in a way that would allow a different outcome, and the outcome I wanted was that no one else could die. but for the soul that was seeking to tear down a bright light of hope, to find that which he was seeking in a new form. To do that, I had to go into his domain and experience his pain in his world. That was the only way I could better understand what the deeper need was of his soul. It became clear in navigating his world that this person seemed to have nothing that fed his being. He needed a type of energetic food that would give him a particular sustenance very specific to what he was lacking within. But it was nothing that I carried inside. I did not have this gift because I had never walked through his particular type of spiritual darkness. Thus, the Dalai Lama was going to still be in danger. While I did not carry that frequency, I could manage to co-create with the Dalai Lama a type of a bubble and a world where the soul could feel safe. This world would be outside the normal scope of the rules and norms of this planet configuration, but to him, it would be real, as this was his child, is what his child self needed to feel safe. So together, we all created the space and place for him, and he was very happy. He was in a water world that was like an underwater fairy tale. It was colorful and like a cartoon, but it was peace for him. And once he had that, he was no longer a threat to the Dalai Lama. That is when the Dalai Lama gave me a gift. This gift was like a type of plant that was feathery at the top. It was somehow special and significant, something rare, not often given, and a great treasure from another place and time. I took it with great reverence and gratitude, stunned and in shock and in awe at the magnitude of such a gift. I bowed as he brushed the top of my head and shoulders with it, and then he handed it to me in my arms. I clutched it to my chest with tears in my eyes and an open heart. Then he walked slowly away from me, saying, "Now it is up to you to continue walking your path. While it may often feel alone, know that I am still here with you in your heart forever." And then I woke up. Clearly, it was a message that I was supposed to remember. When anyone wakes up between 3:30 and 5 a.m., that is when your crown chakra is wide open and profound and prophetic messages can come through the angels and guides to you. I will be sitting with this memory for the next few months in meditation. May all souls find peace. What I thought was interesting about it was that we had to create a bubble, like a perceptual bubble, for this person to live in. And in that moment, I realized that I see perceptual bubbles around people all the time, and that they live in that little bubble. And that's what they need in order to feel safe. And while that bubble may be not healthy or toxic, it's actually what that person needs in that moment to feel safe. So I feel like this dream was trying to take away any prejudices or biases around other people's perceptual bubbles, which I found really good and helpful, because I think we all live in our own little perceptual bubble, and we kind of want to stay in our own little perceptual bubble. But while that's safe, and there are places that we need to have that safety, to recognize that it is a bubble, and at some point, some lifetime, some place, somewhere, we're all going to have to break out of those perceptual bubbles, and we're going to have to step into a bigger reality, and one that hopefully we can feel safe because we know who we are on the inside. Thanks, everyone.